deeper and deeper and deeper into this Amberlynn universe and the potential demise of it all, let's start to really get into some of the other players. In this case, I want to talk about Karina Kaboom, right?
And baby is on like donkey.
He says a lot. Like, it's funny. Look, content creators don't realize, or reaction channels don't realize, that you're creating an imprint of yourself every time you go on. You reveal things about your personality and how you move. What you choose to show and what you choose to not show are speaking miles about what's going on in your head. So when we get Karina Kaboom, we want to talk about the faceless oracle type, right? And this is a very specific type of online presence. It's this disembodied voice who knows everything except herself. And this is not an accident. It's strategic, right? When you build a faceless channel, what you're trying to do is, I don't want to build any accountability to my own body language, which is one of the biggest communicators for human behavior. So there's no emotional feedback. It gives me less vulnerability, and I feel like I don't have any personal stakes in anything. So this is maximum insulation from encounters. And I noticed out of everyone that I've been critical of, she was the only one who's blocked me, right? Absolutely true. So what she likes is, I can judge you, but you can't see me. That's how I get off of this. I don't even use an icon. That's my grill, right? Nothing. You can't do anything to touch me, except you can if you're smart, if you're astute, right? The other thing we see is her BS, faux legal disclaimer, right? This is the equivalent of sprinkling holy water on a demon and thinking that's working. Like, psychologically, what it means is she knows that she's skirting this harassment territory. She knows that she's already kind of getting a little bit of guilt behind it, and she fears this backlash. So this legal ease, as she would call it, is like a magical talisman for her. It's constructing a ritual. It's not an actual policy, but it makes her feel better going into it. So she can feel like the person she wants to be, which is more righteous, who's above the community that she farms from. She thinks she's better than all you guys, by the way. You should know that. But she knows her criticism leans heavily on just being mean-spirited. So she believes that her tones, like, she tries to take a disassociated tone in the beginning to disqualify everything about her content, except it doesn't work. It's a protection spell for her consciousness because she's kind of a witch, right? And then she has the ultimate judgment-priestess persona. She takes long, like, think about her style. Long pauses, her raised voice, and credibility, right? She's got moral superiority. She does slow, methodical outlining of Amber's sins. And she has these very, like, fake serious breakdowns about very trivial behavior. The tiniest things, right? So she tries to maintain an emotional distance paired with this, like, selective outrage, right? You're angry, right? Which is an emotion, but I have emotional distance. So there's a lot of disingenuous aspects to that. What she likes to do is position herself as this reliable, intelligent, stable person. I am the morally correct person. I'm the adult in the room, and these people are children who need correction. That's bullcrap. Her overall theme, right? She has a controlled outrage aesthetic. She kind of has measured indignation. She's the type of person who wants to appear intelligent while actually just venting resentment. She has a high need for control. She is addicted to the mess. Like, she can't get away from the mess. She needs to see it, and she needs to dissect it. She needs to get into every corner of the dissection. And while at the same time saying, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. For like the 600th time in a row, you're professing some disappointment, right? But she doesn't disengage. She gives all the signs of, I hate all this content, while knowing that she makes all her bread off this content. Then she also kind of has this idea that you're better than Amberlynn, but somehow you need her. She doesn't need you. So this kind of gives you this, like, predictable reactions. It's kind of low risk content. She deals on the same type of tropes over and over again. She has a script that doesn't change. Listen, judge, condemn, be righteous, be the one above it all, while probably being a pretty shitty person yourself. Right? So she avoids, like, and it's funny because she'll leverage Amberlynn's facial expressions, like in her thumbnails. A lot of times she'll leverage how Amberlynn's face looks while hiding her own face, right? You're very conscious of it because you know that your face could be a weakness. That's why you don't put it out there. Because you see how you use someone else's facial expressions, right? Their body language, and you don't want anybody doing that to you. So you know it already. You're very conscious, right? She's like being very emotional. Like she avoids expressing joy, and it, like she's taking like certain risks. But she sticks to this controlled environment. That's her main thing. And then she has this emotional investment in being, in her objectivity, right? She claims neutrality, but you clearly show frustration, contempt, fixation, superiority. You've expressed disappointment, and then obsessive coverage, right? And what she does is she has this narcissistic moral high ground that she's caught in. It's not clinical narcissism, it's moral. You position yourself as the beacon of logic, rationality, responsibility, and restraint. Whereas Amber Lynn is your opposite, and she's the embodiment of chaos, irresponsibility, right? Emotional messiness, impulsivity. So I criticize you because I'm better than you. So this is what she is right now. This overall, she's a commentator who practices emotional safety because of her distance. And that reveals a lot about she's not a confident person. She understands the insidiousness of what she does. She doesn't want to be attached to it. For her, the worst thing ever in the world would be someone see her in real life and attach her face with her words, because she doesn't want that accountability, because she knows how ugly she really is on the inside.